if you look at the math, the numbers involved with a $10.10 minimum wage compared to the existing one, it's about a $2 per paycheck difference if you just were to repeal that rule under Obamacare.
I think women face a very difficult circumstance in the workplace. I've certainly seen that. I've been blessed to work with a lot of strong women. But the answer is not to pass a trial lawyer bonanza.
What I've long said is that raising the minimum wage destroys jobs.
Republicans unveiled a new proposal they're calling Room to Grow. It's a 121-page policy manifesto suggesting reforms in social and anti-poverty programs. Michael Hiltzik of the Los Angeles Times broke the plan down in his column. He joins us tonight. Michael, good to have you back with us. What am I going to find in there if I read this 121-page manifesto about what they say about workers, what they say about women's rights, what they say about race relations in America and their plan? What about it?
Well, you're going to find a lot of what you've been hearing for several years now. Look, I think we need to be a little sympathetic about the authors of this plan because they are seriously trying to get the Republican Party away from the grip of the Tea Party. But what you end up with are the same nostrums we've been hearing for years and years. They're talking about cutting taxes. They're talking about privatizing relief programs. They're talking about dismantling Social Security, privatizing Social Security. They demonize the poor. They demonize the disabled and even disabled children. And I think that's the sort of thing that's really disturbing about some of the elements of this program.
So the social insurance and the anti-poverty programs and Room to Grow, it's just different wording. It's the same stuff. How would you parallel it to the Ryan budget?
Well, a lot of it is similar to the Ryan budget. For example, they talk about a voucher program in which poor people, underprivileged people will get a voucher and they'll be able to use it to purchase relief from some sort of privatized agency, privatized providers of relief programs competing with one another. And, of course, we'll be rigorously overseeing that through regulation. Well, we know how that works. We know what happens when an industry gets regulated by the federal government and then captures those regulators. There's going to be no relief for these people. And it's really all about cutting the cost of these programs, but doing it on the backs of the beneficiaries.
So I should ask, where's the beef? But wait a minute, where's the compassion? Where's all the compassion in this? We're getting a roundabout, this is almost like an end run. Let's see if they don't figure out what we're really all about. That's how I take it.
Well, the compassion is all in the rhetoric, but when you really look at the details, there's no compassion there. It's really about talking about how disabled people, they have it easy. It's not hard to get on the disabled program, and there's no incentive to get off. This is simply not the truth. It's hard. This is a rigorous program. It's hard to get a disabled benefit, and it's not a lot of money. It's designed to get people off disability and move them back into work. Well, the Republicans, this plan doesn't really recognize that.
And for the first time, a majority of members of Congress are millionaires, according to data by the Center for Responsive Politics. So the question begs, what do they know about poverty?
Well, that's a good question. And the fact is, you can be a millionaire and still have empathy for the people at the far end of the income spectrum. Well, I think this plan really shows a real lack of empathy. They've been trying to dismantle the New Deal since the 1930s. They are still at it. This plan is just the same thing dressed up in a new form.
And, of course, at the Republican Leadership Conference, they had to bring in the family patriarch of Duck Dynasty, Mr. Robertson, to tell them how to be guided spiritually throughout all of this. So a lot of things simply have not changed. Michael Hiltzik of the LA Times, great to have you with us on The Ed Show tonight.